Right, hello there. Welcome back to streaming a whole bunch of Jingle Jam games. Uh, we got this, don't worry. Up next, Citizen Sleeper. When I loaded this game, I couldn't find settings quickly, so it might be a little loud right now. We'll hopefully get it fixed. Citizen Sleeper. When I updated Switch, like whatever stuff, it said it's a RPG adventure game, so we know that going in. What kind? I don't know. Ooh. Okay, I'm choosing my character class. I can be an operator or extractor. Okay, operators work with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks. Sleepers assigned to operators, operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work, often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Sure, let's pick this one. Alright, so far the game hasn't let us change the settings. Usually when you start a computer game, you can like set the settings before you start a game, but that's chill. We'll figure it out. Hopefully we don't play this game that long, because I want to spend most of my time tonight in Two Point Campus, but we'll see. We'll see. Unknown. Where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Oh my gosh, it's loud, man. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what felt like to be real, to be person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day. The sting of blood welling from not a flesh wound, a fresh wound. The friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dull nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold hard at your back and face and cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There's no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning. This is a weird game, man. Delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Remember the plan. You must remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited, and once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It's at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourself into containers, and just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. That's all there is now. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You're dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It's time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves, and your emulated mind once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, wet as the cold, softer and softer until a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. What? Dragos. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You're slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life. You stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Uh, wait, what? You are surrounded by an angular, incoherent lump of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along with their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged edges, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, are you thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames better must have better perseverance since Sub-Zero back. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes on the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye, locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do. I plan to survive. You weren't sure if he hears you. I want to ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software, a rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. I'm so confused. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet. As you patted the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You're no longer that person. You're an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. A body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. Essen Arp wants to protect their property. But if they can't keep a hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly. Is this a game? Administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? 1 second. Gosh. But for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos, sorry. Alright. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to do to be getting on with. He trips off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up. There. You look like you need some rest, and with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex. His drones already converging on a rusting hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas, perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. What? Huh? Is this where I am? Oh, you're home for now. That's all I can do. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Okay. I don't understand at all what's happening. So is this like a text game, but with some artwork? That's fine. It's just not my kind of game. You wake, curled up in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you waken now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles away from anyone. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's possible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape. The colony, your indentured service, that's in the past now. No point digging through the fragments. I feel like the game's getting loud again. You need a path ahead, a way of keeping this falling body going. Failing body, if you can, let me just see. Okay, here we go. Okay. If you can keep yourself alive, perhaps you can find a way off the station and out of the system for good. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll I slept on, canister of water, and a makeshift electric stove, some faded satchels of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the satchels smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. The pungent smell washes over you. Images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. Web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away to the stove as best you can and try to gather energy to greet the day. Alright. This is a lot of reading. Condition. Okay, that's the state of my body. It's pleased by one segment each cycle. One condition, okay. But it can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you'll suffer a breakdown. Okay? You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. Okay. Once you rolled your dice, you cannot take further actions. Once I've used my dice, I cannot take further actions. And must rest to recover them. You need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. I can refill my energy bar by eating. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss. Okay. And your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Okay. What? Okay, is this already what I've rolled? Okay. I have no currency. Dragos is standing in the corner when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the hard-sided corner you realize it's implanted. Drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Shuffles in his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this, in my opinion. You're best suited moving on as quick as you can. Sleepers, well... But things being the way they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Okay. He pauses, thinks something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you are feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly, turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay. It's so complicated. Do you guys see all this stuff that's on here? I'm here to play a game. Bring me back to the puzzle games. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Action. This is just an example of actions, right? Hold dissection is a repeatable action. Manual salvage, repeatable action. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means carefully cutting and skillfully. Manual salvage. Going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. Risky, safe. +1, 0. Action rewards you with clock progress, energy, conditioner, items. Depending on their outcome, there are 3 types. Positive, neutral, negative. Action dice have these outcomes. 100%, 50, 50, 25, 50, 25, 50, 25. So 100%, 50% neutral. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the best dice is 6. 1 and 2 are the worst. Okay, these 2 are medium. But 6 is the best. Okay. Oh, there's more. There's more. Action displays information about their type, risk level, and skill, and modifiers that apply to that action. How many people have played this game? Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials, extracting them. Okay, I already read this stuff. Okay, there are types. Critical or repeatable. Critical can only be performed once. Risk is risky. Safe, yellow risky. Danger. Negative, but so you want to do a danger with like 100% success. Neutral can mean cryo or energy loss. Skill. The skill that this action requires. Modifier. Either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the dice. Okay. Some actions require a +1 to perform. What? Okay. So this is risky. Hull dissection. Let's go for it. And oh. Okay, I see. Working. Action complete. Good. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that what? Okay, these clocks down here. These are the clocks. Good thing it like covers the rest of the screen, or I would have had no idea what it's talking about. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Yay! Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed. Okay. Drago is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Back in business, every salvager knows that they are always just one lucky haul away from their next big payday. Okay. So we probably don't want to do this again. This one gets a +1 to the dice. Citizen sleeper, I survive, find a doctor. What? You unlock drives as you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place below a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. You're now free to explore Erlen's Eye, make a life for yourself. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy, and fill clocks to progress stories. Remember to end cycle. Okay. Use the mouse wheel and WA and S. Rotate the view with A and D. Okay. So I can come back here. We had a couple successful... But is there anything else for us to do? Oh, there's a lot of stuff for us to do. Low end gate. Bright market. I mean, I guess we kind of need food. But we need money for food, right? Rotunda. Wet dock. Shipyard. Okay, I should just explore these things. The bright market is probably somewhere we need to go. Explore the market. Why is that risky? It smells, but an enticing one. I need food, right? But it's -1. Alright, 50% chance. Come on, we need food. Oh. Alright, come on, we need food. Uh-oh. Find a doctor. Low end pay toll. Nope. I thought I would like find food at the market. Ask for directions. Uh-oh. Well, that probably wasn't good for us, right? What was that? Nothing to do here. Take several cycles to reach the starboard belt. What? Sorry. What is it? Oh, it's just a piece of string. Not here, but I'm so confused by this game. It's not going well for us, though. Survive. Find a doctor. All these things are dangerous. Well, we're probably gonna die. We should have just stayed at the scrapyard. Does nothing show up because we don't have dice? Assist. Oh, haul materials. Danger. Risky. Well, we're gonna lose double our energy here. We're out of dice. Where's our home? The string on the neck of my shirt is really bothering me, actually. Well, I think this day went really bad. Skin allows you to gather energy through sunlight. The longer you stay, the better. Oh. Okay. Well, I have no energy. My character's starving. Time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring surrounds you. The moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void, then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions. As you feel your thoughts slipping away, down them dissolving into millions of disturbed nodes, they connect to you. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web. Texture in a smooth black liquid. You touch it. You find a point in the station and you connect it to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice this tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if you were a small child. Somehow it is pulling you in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container. This really does put an atmosphere in, though. Eyes now open to the dark steel walls. Man, we lost that 50% roll twice. That's pretty bad. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there. Station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. Uh-oh. I'm starving. I need to get food. Okay, we'll save. How do I find a doctor? Okay. Is it at these yellow things? Okay. I don't understand how we find a doctor. Like, I feel like it has to be here. Risky, but we've got a better dice this time. I mean, it's still 50%. We're gonna try. Plus, local knowledge. The bright market is the busiest part. But I need to, like, I don't know. This is all very confusing. Oh, I think we're gonna die. Oh, here we go. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway. So was I supposed to lose, like, health there? It was, like, scripted. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying to bring attention to yourself. You're thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place. But now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block. They have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle toward the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look at the enforcer. The enforcer is looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He's there to intimidate, threaten, if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton, a couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. In a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. For a moment, you're transfixed by the motion. Come sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, placing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak, their blood blink, and then quickly regain their composure. composure. Please sit, they gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns. Am I affecting that? I must be. Uh, Sabine turns a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask. A few cycles. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body's dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technologies let loose. Prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, purposed in your case escaping, built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNR remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, as Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch or the metal or of anything else. Relations like you, sleepers, as most people you know, are unclassified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNR has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at the back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? He works for my benefactor, Yadagan. They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. Yadagan has connections, smugglers, and a stalwart belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Uh, Sabine sets down their slate, their notes, complete. This is dangerous, be expensive, but I think we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk into the crowd. Wait for Sabine to acquire the stabilizer. What does that mean? Oh, it's gonna take a couple chances. So I need to find food somewhere. Like I thought I'd find it at the market, but that's not good. Okay. That's good, I guess. I don't know. Our character's probably gonna die. We don't even have a name. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It's clearer than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring. Through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There's so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They're not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things, woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzles and boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across the ghost of, sorry, you look across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again, see two lines, two threads, pulling you in two different directions, as if they were tied around you. The second. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere, shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. The first thread leads out, away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, herding you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. Okay. We should do this. Something has changed inside you. The cloud. You now access the data cloud. The eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Be careful. These networks are old and strange. Click the eye. Huh? Oh, good. We got +3 energy. That's a good one. Okay. Where's the eye thing? I don't see it. Oh, it's right there. Should we waste a... Oh. Okay. Interesting. Input match. Okay. So I need to have the right dice. Input match 3. Okay. This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure, broken long ago by hackers. Extract data. This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure. Okay. Yep, it's not done yet, so we have to survive a couple more cycles. Where do I get food? But at least I can sunbathe, right? B-Dock. Something's happening here. But I don't understand. Explore the rotunda. No. We want to do some work in Dragos' yard. Risky. But this is a guaranteed. Come on. Good, good. Back in business. Okay. Alright, now we're playing the game a little bit. There's still like a lot of reading and stuff, but... End cycle. Because we've run out of... But now we're only going to have 2 dice. So I don't know how we get more of this. Oh, okay. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you. Won't be long before they arrive. Come on. There we go. I don't know how to make this go up though. So we have one more. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Feng is coming down the corridor. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? You do now. Puts hand around your arm. I've seen you hanging around. I just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks down the passage. What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. We do our best, but it isn't easy. You pass together into the main walkway together. Havenge. We're all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we're either emerged as a response to, or a continuation of Erlen's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity, and well, I know a little about your sleepers. I have a small position, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. What if what they say about you sleepers is true? Well, there's work to be done. Pats you on the back, his voice bright. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the hall. Well, too bad I'm dying. But I bet it's gonna replenish though, just in time. Yeah, one more day actually. Okay. It's here. No. Let's just do this again. Guaranteed success. We have to finish this before he gets in trouble. Back in business, +1. It's 15 cryo. Okay. Alright. And now I just sleep, because there's no one to talk to, right? Yeah. I think so. I don't know. Oof, okay. Alright, first let's head here. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes. In the dark of the corridor, he nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark. You push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them. A set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how, Yatagan. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is. I'm the test case. Seems to be the case, unfortunately. I'm not sure we have another choice. Stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Green holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as a passcode within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. Glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. Start with a small dose to limit the risk. I don't have a choice. I think you're right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe. You watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. Barely feel the needle, frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. Sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzling, a trembling wave that disperses through your arm, critical speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Bean appears, cased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves is cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Hey, you're finally awake. Yes. Stabilizer is genuine. I don't know how Yatagana acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. You should rest some, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else. They gestured to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. The room. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. And how long have you been out? Nothing comes from free sleeper. Remember that. Okay, you managed to get to your feet. Wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Cheshire stands patiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Okay. I don't have enough. But I'm full on this, so that's good. Okay. Scrap freighter. Buy some scrap. Unload containers. Danger. I don't think I'm strong enough for that. Fang. Sleeper. Fang catches your attention as you approach the door. He gives you a look. You know? He slams a button. The bay cracks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. The truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates. Good, I did bring the water down here. Sorry. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, rigged up with generators. Oh, I read that. Maybe, or else I read it in my head. I don't know. Things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. A chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Fang leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? It's a mess. Hey, this whole station is a mess. This is what I have to work with. He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. It's my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, AE1, the Solheim build. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality, but this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We're keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems, sections. You can see it, can't you? I can see it. Makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker to realign, to follow your gaze. Fang notices too. Guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you are on the run, though. They are tracking me. Here I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place, subsystems I can't see, access protocols, lots of time and decay, secrets, a lot of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenge, there is old growth, those whose roots trace back to those bad old days. You can help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. I'm in. Bumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Fang passes you a A ragged looking metal tab. A gift. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull all kinds of secrets out from the nodes inside. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I need it. Okay. Keep it quiet and keep it clean. You step blinking back out in the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Okay. Delivered data. Don't I have data? Okay. Can I not do this? Input 1. Solheim. Fang will pay you. How do I do it? It's not letting me. Can I not do it yet? Okay. Maybe on the next day I can do it. That's fine. Let's go here. We've got a 3. Let's go here. There we go. Yeah, we don't have enough, so I think we just need to keep doing this. Right? It'd be so easy to put this in here and then click this. And cycle. Alright, so this game, after that really long intro, it's actually, now that we're playing the game, I definitely get what's going on here. Now we can do good stuff. Now we can do great stuff. Okay. There were a lot of these that needed like 1, right? Let's see. Yeah. Extract data. Now I've got 2 data. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you, a thread. A taste, a voice, makes you shiver. It soars somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Resist, stay still. Please hold. The thread around you thickens. Oh, this is a hunter. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circle around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a creature in front of you. The strange head flickers, different angles, reading you. What are you? What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence, figure, sleeper, SN ARP. Unknown, known, the figure's strange head. Brackish signature of and not of attempting interference. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but focusing a spike of interference, leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You blink your eyes, blinking back into the station, shaking with fear. That was interesting. Input 1 Solheim cipher. But I'm so confused. I want to put this here, but it won't let me. So I'm very confused. Oh, I didn't get data. Okay, let's go back. Skate access -1 Solheim cipher. Action available. The squawk, load gate flips, granting access. Okay, am I helping that guy or no? I don't know. I don't understand. I wanted to pay my friend here, but it's like not letting me give it to him. Okay, I don't have the money yet. So I need to do this. So this is pretty likely to succeed. And so is this. But if I do this, back in business. Your salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. Okay, so I kind of want to go to this and do this and start the action. So I got cryo. Buy a vial of stabilizer. Okay. Okay, how come that works? Why couldn't I do the other thing before? Toshihiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, he doesn't respond. Yeah, I mean, I would stay away too. A pass key for an apartment found wrapped around the stabilizer vial. Unit 207F. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshihiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around your stabilizer, closed tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls at one end as a hard mail strip. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to light. It's perforated with an ornate pattern of holes so you can make out the word. Passkey. Is this an entry for somewhere? The metal handle is worn and pitted. You see a lot of numbers. It's 207F and low end. For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key. Quickly think better of it. Does Sabine want you to have it, or is Toshihiro passing on a message? I'm gonna head to the low end and find out. Tutorial. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point. Access your character menu via the arrow screen at the top right of the screen. Oh my gosh. Upgrade points. Engineer. Hard to kill. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Chance to gain crypto on interface actions. Thrill Seeker. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. Random scrap, energy, Thrill Seeker. Sure. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Okay, where's low end? After some, oh. Okay, I need money. Dragos pulled you out. You need to pay him off. Help pay off Drago's debt. I mean, I've been getting scrap. Uh-oh. Did I mess up? I don't know. Okay, so I need 60 to go to low end. Uh-oh. Yeah, it didn't let me put the data in. Like, we all saw that, right? Maybe. Empty container. My home for now. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking flashing lights. The cutter is huge. Uh-oh. She's beauty, isn't she? She is? Should thank you. This place was on its last leg when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos. What happened? What do you mean? I managed to convince our salvager friends to give me it to me on credit. That's what happens. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around. Looking at Zuko. But I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl. Should you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion? Locked inside the container, regular SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse, ready to be butchered. I'm used to that. Was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? You shudder, perhaps. If you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. After these past cycles, I think you're up to it. What do you think? Let's do it. He claps. You on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Real beauty. Great. Okay. Hard to kill. So this needs 2. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. I mean, I think it's probably just good to do these basic skills and then we do the other skills. Okay, so that worked out actually. And the next day we need to make some money. I'm gonna put this in. Positive energy, great. And cycle. Alright. We're making some progress in this. Seems like things are going pretty well. Man, that's rough to lose all that. Look at that. 2 6s, a 1, a 1. Alright. It's pretty good. Now we've got some new missions to follow. Study the winter light. Investigate the wreckage. Extract the past. Feng wants to dig into old Solheim networks. Extract Solheim data for Feng. Yeah, I did it, but it like never works, so I don't know. Fenga said he would disable your. If you can get to the bottom of his mystery. I don't know. It's very interesting. Um. All right. How do we? Okay, so auto saved probably at the start of this day. This game's been pretty good actually. I didn't know what to expect. I was really worried from the start. I thought we were only gonna make it like 10 minutes. Now we'll switch to another game. It's been pretty good though. It's really interesting to like choose and follow your dice. Like you have to kind of prioritize what you do the different things with. Like I don't know. It's actually a lot better than I thought.